Psycho 4081 back again for part 3 of Side Piece, the pros and cons of a secret lover. Today we're going to talk about the cons of being a secret lover, and we're going to go over the moral aspect of it. So stay tuned.
Are you ready for some controversy? Yeah. Are you ready for some fun? Yeah. Yeah. Are you ready for some laughs? Yeah. Let's get unfiltered with Psycho 4081.
We are back. So we spoke about the pros of being a secret lover. We're gonna talk about the cons now, and I think to be honestly speaking, I think there'll be more cons than pros. But we're gonna talk about trust. We're gonna talk about the damaged self-worth. We're gonna talk about manipulation. We're gonna talk about the children and families, which we mentioned last episode. So we're gonna talk about that, and then get into the moral aspects. And like I said, morality is subjective. Everybody has their own moral code. So we're going to talk about that. But how are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Feeling good.
I'm good. We blessed over here. We good.
Everybody energetic?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to jump right into it. Right. And this is where it comes from. This is the data part. Trust is one of the most common concerns in relationships formed through affairs. And we mentioned that last episode, right? Therapists frequently report paranoia and insecurity later developing between former affair partners. Many people fear if they cheated with me, they'll cheat on me, right? So my question to you guys, can you trust someone who cheats with you, not on you, with you? We're gonna start. Let's start with Marky. You still there? We're gonna start with you. Can you trust someone who cheats with you? Marky, sleep. Alexa.
Yeah. I would say no. And the only way that you would be able to trust them or should trust them, in my opinion, is if they are genuinely, and even then it's still a raised eyebrow, working on themselves, working on their principles and their morals. They're in the therapy, they are showing up in the moments the way that they should be showing up in the moments, or I guess a matured person would be showing up in the moments, or a changed person would be showing up in so their words are matching their thoughts and their actions and their feelings and things like that. So like if you're seeing those things and they're working on those things, then maybe, yeah, it could be. But if they're not working on those things and you don't see them working on them things or talking about them working on them things, they're going to be cheating.
Okay.
Because they still got the issues of where it originally came from or started.
Who thinks that you can trust someone who cheats with you, not on you, with you? Anyone? Okay.
So I think so, because they could be going through the same thing you going through.
Okay.
When y'all cheat together.
Okay.
So you have to give them that leeway. If you're going through something in a relationship where like let's say, then your wife's not giving you the attention, she's not doing what she's supposed to do, and she disrespects you, she talks to you like you're a piece of crap, all the above, whatever. And then the other person's that you're cheating with, going through the same thing. To me, that's kind of balanced out to trust each other. Disagree or disagree to disagree. That's how I look at it.
Okay. So, all right, who disagrees that that you can try? I know Alexa was kind of like a 50-50, but who thinks that inevitably distrust is inevitable in that relationship going forward with people that with somebody you cheated with? Nobody?
I think inevitable.
Inevitable.
No, I think yeah, I think it's inevitable that there will be trust issues.
Okay. I think it's valid.
I
Demetrius?
I agree with Paul.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because if we're honest within ourselves, we've been around individuals, and we may not say anything, but they died or they did something or said something. We was like, no way, and we feel some way about it.
Right.
So now when it comes to cheating and all that stuff, inevitably it's gonna go wrong because it has to.
Okay. Now, when they say if they cheated with me, they'll cheat on me. I think it's a possibility. All right. So let's say the probability is high. However, I don't believe that's a concrete thing, because I think just from how Dimitri mentioned that, you know, you may have found these things. You both may have found things in each other that their partners were not getting, right? And you have two people in, let's say two people in bad situations that probably really should have been out of it or should have never been in it to begin with. Then they get together and they do that. However, I think it will work. It can work. However, I do think that at some point, one of those people involved will say or they'll think when times are wrong or times are bad, they'll think if they cheated with me, they'll cheat on me. So yes,
Definitely.
I do think at some
Insecurities
time.
are all weaponized.
What was that?
Insecurities will eventually be weaponized against one or the other person.
Yeah.
Like you said, in an argument, in a disagreement, in a time of adversity, um, whatever insecurities you've had or have had about the previous situation or the current situation will be weaponized at some point.
I agree, and I think it can
Brian,
actually.
Brian, can I I mean, can I go back on something I was saying? Not go
Yes.
back, but um, so me and Marky's grandmother, and our step grandfather, right? They both cheated on their partner because their partners were doing them wrong, right? My grandmother's my real grandfather was, he cheated my grandmother, and my step grandfather, my grandmother's husband, his wife cheated on him,
Hmm.
and when they got together, they did literally went all the way to death did them part.
Okay. Okay. So it worked
So
out in that case.
yes,
Okay.
there a situation where it works out because they're
So
going through the same thing. That's why I said it levels up. If this person is going the same thing that person's going through, why in my head, like, why would you not trust that? I get it. At some point, you kind of gonna think that, like, well, y'all get in an argument. Well, you might go out there cheat with me, whatever. But you literally went through the same circumstances you went through.
okay. So you're saying like if you have a situation where both people had horrible
I've seen
relationships,
it. Yes,
and they and
my
they can
grandmother, and my step grandfather.
and they
Yes,
can they can relate. They can say, well, I can relate to why you're doing this because I had the same thing. Then
exactly.
that might work out, I guess. Now, Alexa wanted to jump on that.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't think so much. I think you're focusing on, okay, they went through the same situation. I think that could be a small factor, but the bigger factor is they had the same values. So they got cheated on and they value monogamy. They got cheated on, but they value communication. They got cheated on, but they value, certain types of love languages. So they ended up finding each other because of those things. But I don't think it's that it kept them together because, like, oh, I know how you felt. I feel like it's like, I don't
You
know.
saying
I
that
feel
the,
like
the the
it's
values the
because they
values
valued
matched.
the same. They realized they valued the same things after being cheated on.
Okay. Okay. That could be a point too. Actually, could be both.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll buy that. Now,
Yeah, everyone Lexus said. Everyone Lexus said because that was a great point, Lexus. That was for a great point.
Let me say something. And I also want to say, it's Alexis, not Alexa. I'm sorry. I was about to call you. So,
Thank you. Somehow.
I want to piggyback on something she said earlier. There was a point where she said something about like where you're getting away with something and then it bleeds out and then you start doing something, your integrity like blurs. And then she mentioned something about cheating. I mean, I'm stealing or something. So it's like for me that kind of like the integrity issue will play a part in my relationship. So I'm thinking you did this, although we did it together. There's always that integrity issue. We both messed up, yes, but you
Yes.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
Let me add
we
this.
both have
Yeah,
this
because
issue.
I think you're onto something. It's like video. It's like a video game. Like humans are just like a video game. We have like stats, right? Like some video games, you got more endurance, you got more strength, you got more intelligence, right? But it's the same thing. That's how I look at humans. Like if you are lacking this integrity,
Yeah,
it's gonna bleed into other things. No
that's how
matter what it is, it's just a matter of time and or a matter of experiences that come your way on if you have really changed that or not. That's really all it is. And I mean, this is coming from a serial dater. I wouldn't say I was a serial cheater, but I was close.
Uh,
So
first,
let me throw this in there real quick, and because I know we mentioned earlier, I guess the second episode about Alexa in Alexis Nexus and her thing. She when we talk about the stealing thing, it was it. Let me clarify that it was a pair of underwear from the dollar store. Okay, so don't think anything bad of her. It was dollar store
Oh,
theft.
think bad of me because I was bad. I was
first,
Michael Jackson bad.
first
I
of
was
all,
close to robbing a bank because I was so bad, but I said, "Nah, man, I can't do the fucking time. I'm not that gay. It's not
first,
gonna happen.
first,
I don't
first of
want
all,
that kind of gayness
you
in
was
my
like
life."
set it off game, like set it off like
first,
I mean, like when you're in jail and there's all these women and people probably think it's a fiesta. It's not. I know it's not. I see the TV shows. I don't want that.
What was it? It was you're not ready for.
Orange is the new black.
No, she wasn't ready for civil brand.
Yeah, well, no, but no. I wanna. I'm being honest on this podcast. It was bad
Right.
because it was getting to the fact that like I could do this a number of times, and it just was a matter of I learned that my brain is an analyst for people and systems, and once I learn a system, it's a wrap. I
yeah,
can't do it with computer systems, but people and systems. And guess what? Guess who creates systems? Whether it's security systems, all of that,
People.
humans. So once I
yeah,
learned that I literally could look at things and say, "Oh, there's a black spot here." Oh, like, and I do it now. I do it now. I can look at people, or I can go into a bar. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. I can go into a bar and I can say, I can look around and analyze almost everybody, and I can tell you who's gonna buy me a drink or who's gonna pay for my food that damn night, just based on their mannerisms, what they're saying, all of those things. And so it bled into me stealing because of that. And then it's like, oh, there's loopholes in each system, and you just have to pay attention to it just enough. And so, yeah, it was really bad. But then I realized the damage that I could really do to my life. And I realized as I got older too, some woman is going to stab and kill me, or
yeah.
I'm
That
going
was
to end up in
extreme.
jail. And I was like, that's not worth it. It's
Right.
not worth it.
right.
I'd
Okay.
rather just have all the women that I want. And so now I'm just the honest Abe. And either you can get with it or you can get lost. And I'm cool with that. And then
Right.
the women are like, well, damn, I like how fucking honest you are. But there had to be some recognition of I need more integrity. So
Okay.
there was a change there.
Okay.
There was
So
a big change there.
let me segue into something. It's about self-worth, right? And many former affair partners describe feeling hidden, disposable, or emotionally manipulated. Long-term secrecy can cause anxiety or create anxiety, insecurity, and feelings of shame. Some studies link chronic relationship secrecy to increased stress and lower emotional well-being. So that's the self-worth thing. So my question to you guys, does being a secret lover, or if you guys have not been, can being a secret lover damage self-worth? And let me go with this the secret lover while we here. Paul, the
let,
customer
well,
service
first let
agent.
me first let me say shout out to Alexis for being transparent, and also shout out for Dimitri for telling the family secrets. Um,
Yes. Shout out to both. Yes.
I was kind of uncomfortable. I didn't know if I should have known that grandma was doing that, but it's all good.
It's a
But
success story. It's a success story.
yeah, it's a success story. Yeah.
It's a success.
Um,
The win, take the win.
Brian set y'all up just to do that. He knew he was going to do that.
so 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 the question is: does being a secret lover lead to, you said, long term, like
Yeah,
um
does being a secret lover damage your self worth? Considering the things I said about the increased stress, lower emotional well being, how they feel hidden, disposable, or emotionally manipulated, all that stuff. Do you think it, even use yourself? Did it at any
I
time
think
damage your self worth?
I think it can in sometimes some parts, because I know, me personally speaking, one particular situation was, yeah, I was the side piece, and there was a point where I was like, damn, like I'm only good for this, like what we doing now, like what you trying to do. So that's when I made the decision that I was worth more than that, and I decided to break it off.
So let me ask you something. For you, when you got into the situation of being the side piece, did you have that understanding, or do you just kind of fell into it?
Well, okay. Well, to give you a backstory, this was a young lady that I dealt with in college. So she didn't. So we was dating, and we reconnected many years later, and I found out that she was married and had a kid and the whole nine or whatever, and and she wasn't
I know who
happy.
you talking about.
No, you don't,
Yes, I
do
do.
you?
Yes, I do. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I want to interrupt. Go ahead.
Well, anyway, sometimes I keep forgetting that you know a lot of stuff. But anyway, so yeah, it was the understanding. We did have an understanding at first, but then it kind of moved past that. And then when I felt like it wasn't going to go any further, I decided that it probably wasn't. It's probably not the best situation for me.
Okay. So I'm going to make an assumption in that. I'm going to make an assumption that you actually, you got into it, obviously, and it was okay because that was an understanding. But then your feelings took over, and
Yes,
you no longer could be satisfied with that arrangement.
right. The
Okay.
contract. I'll play the
You outplayed the
contract.
contract. Okay. And you wanted to renegotiate your contract
To renegotiate the contract.
or get released.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to be a free agent because I felt like that I was not going to maximize my value in this current contract.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask you guys this. For all those who were in that whether it being a secret lover, the side piece, or having one, does that secrecy eventually become emotionally exhausting?
Yes,
Okay, you did. You felt that.
yes.
Okay. Where's Alexis Nexus? I want to hear from her because she's our case study of the day. She's going. Um. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna tell you my part on this because when it comes to emotionally exhausting, it can be emotionally exhausting because you don't. I think sometimes people want to be expressive, and first of all, hiding is work. So if you in a relationship, that's extra work, but it can be emotionally exhausting because you're limited, and then the questions come up. You know, I think those are the things that make it difficult. And and when you don't have answers, I think that that eventually become a problem. So, and Alexis, do you have you ever felt that the secrecy, right? Whether you being a side piece or having a side piece, did it ever become emotionally exhausting?
Not for me. Not not for me. If anything, it was because of the thrill, it was like fueling. It was fueling to like figure out things and figure out how I could really get away with it and how it would be so believable and all of these things. It was just like wasn't exhausting to me at all. And you know why though? I think a part of it is because I it wasn't a whole lot of lies. I think it wasn't like just all lies. It wasn't all lies with my partner and it wasn't all lies with the side chick. It was an even balanced amount. So when it's balanced like that, it's like, and I'm giving y'all game for y'all cheaters out there. So take it or you can.
Customer
But it was an
service
even balanced
agents.
amount because it's like,
Service agents.
yes, see,
Cheaters
service
method.
agent. It was a balance. It was a balance. So it's like almost like a half lie. Like there's some truth there, and so then it's like, oh, this is believable. Or one way or the other, where it's some truth with the partner, but a little bit of a lie. But then with the side chick, it might be all truth, and then they feel like, oh wow, you really trust me. I do, because what I got to lie for, right? I think, and it just really would depend on the person at the time. So
So let me ask you something.
yeah,
In your situation, with
it wasn't exhausting for me.
in your situation, I want to ask because I think this makes a difference. That time with the side chick or whatever, how long was it? What was the longest duration?
I would have to say, feel like it was like, how long did I work at that job? Like maybe I worked there for I think a year. So it had to have been maybe like almost 8, 9 months type thing.
Okay, that's pretty long, I guess.
Yeah, but there's a plot twist to this. Years later, I found out the chick that I was that was my side chick, she was on a break with her boyfriend. And it's crazy because she told me that she was like, no, I like girls. She was a lying, cheating hoe.
Oh, that's the way you're talking about with
And it wasn't until years later, like 6 years later, when we were just friends, that she was like, "Yeah, me and him was on a break for like 4 or 5 years." I was like, "Wait, hold, what? 4 or 5 years ago?" She's like, "Yeah," and I think it slipped her mind, and I was like, "So whole time you basically had a man."
Wait a minute. You said 4 or 5. Wait a minute. The break
Yeah,
was 4 or 5
it
years in length?
but see, here's the thing.
Because that's not a break. That's
And
that's
let's
an
be
ending.
real, guys, okay? Most of y'all on here are heterosexual. You know when it's a break, it ain't really no break. That's his woman.
I don't know.
She
You
side
you said four or
We
five
know
years
she
though.
going to his house. Yeah, but so what I figured out was when me and her were around, she was on a break with her man, but it's like there's no break. There was no break.
So
There was no
during
break.
that
That
time,
was her man.
she was still seeing the guy during that
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Right. There's no way. There's no way she was in love with him like that they took a break and they came back. No, no. Y'all were still together, but you calling it a break. You know what I'm saying? So really, I think I was her side chick, but she was mine. And see,
he was
that's where the Tyler Perry plot twist comes in.
he was the mashed
She was
potato.
playing me. I thought I was playing her.
She said the Tyler Perry.
He was the mashed potatoes.
The Tyler Perry plot twist. That's where it came in. But the point is, it didn't get boring or it didn't get dry or unexciting to me or emotionally draining. Any of those things because I have a brain, and even till this day, not for cheating, I have to calm my brain because my brain is like a very analytical brain where I want to fix systems. And I'm very good at it. Like I said, not computer systems, but other systems that humans create that they have a lot of flaws. But I no longer want to be the fixer anymore. I just want to work on me and all them other problems can have several seats.
Okay, so this is kind of
Delivered.
really. I got that thing on stage too in my head, but this is kind of related to that somewhat, right? for those who were the side piece, whether it be guy or gal, whatever, have this ever crossed your mind? Do you think that being, first of all, do you ever come across thinking that, oh, I'm just being chosen second, and then if so, do you think that's psychologically damaging? Did I lose you on that one? Basically,
No.
Okay. You say
Okay. So I'm
okay.
gonna speak from the customer service perspective. Okay. So I look at it as a full meal. I was just playing my role. At different times, I was mashed potatoes. Sometimes I was the macaroni and cheese. I was never. I knew I was never the meat. I was never the meat on the plate. So I played my role. I understood that. So psychologically damaging, I don't think so because I knew what it was. I knew what it was.
Okay.
So I didn't, yeah. So
Wait
I
a minute.
wasn't vying for it.
But you said that
I
at
did.
some point you said it was going how it was going, and you said that I couldn't do it anymore because I knew my worth. Is that
I tried to be meat. I tried to be the meat
you
on
tried
the
to be the
plate.
meat?
So,
But
so
isn't that sort of a psychological damage?
I just went and found another plate
You
that I
did.
can be the meat on. Like I knew I was trying to be more than I should be on that plate. And when I realized that I couldn't be the meat, that I had to go find another plate to be on.
So I'm going to say this, just from people that I've spoke to, some of the reactions I've heard. I think if you have it in your mind that you are there because you were chosen second and you wasn't good enough to be first, that could be psychologically damaging. And I'm not talking about the people who are, like if you're going in, you meet somebody at the same time, and next thing you're dating them at the same time, but then you make the one girl or guy your main guy, and the other one is relegated to the side piece. I think that could be psychologically damaging because it would be logical for them to say, I was chosen second. I wasn't good enough to be that main person. But if you came in,
I agree.
You agree? But if you came in as the second, and I only say a second because it's kind of like it's a different role, I can't see why it would be psychologically damaging in that aspect. I don't know. I think it's just a matter of how you perceive your relationship. So, now with that said,
I was drafted as a second quarterback. I was drafted as a second quarterback.
He was a third round pick.
I knew that my job was if the main quarterback got hurt or fumbled, I would come in and I would try to win the game.
And you was good with that role.
I was good with that role.
Okay. But let me ask you something. This is when you was good with that role until what actually made you say I'm not good with that role?
Super Bowl.
You know what?
He didn't get to play in the Super Bowl.
He didn't get the ring.
Yeah, I didn't get to play in the Super Bowl. No, I felt that the turning point was when my time was required more than I thought it should be for my particular role, if that makes sense.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a matter of you wanting more. You was like, I don't need, I want to play my role and it's changing.
Paul,
Right.
hey, Paul,
Right.
hey, Paul,
Yeah.
do more, get less.
Yeah, that's what you say. Do more, get less.
Exactly. I was being asked to provide more service than what was stated in the contract, and that wasn't going to work.
Without getting the starting position.
There's complication. If you want the services, then elevate me to the starting quarterback.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm throwing touchdowns, baby. I'm throwing touchdowns.
Now, for you guys, like, do you think secret lovers are usually manipulated with false promises? And we, of going back to what we was talking about.
For
Well,
sure.
before let me say this. All right, here's the here's the data. Common promises include "I'm leaving soon." Tell me if you heard all these things. We're basically separated, or "I'm staying for the kids." Right? These are things you. These are the things that you hear. Um, I guess with promises of being, moving up in position. Many affairs continue for years without the committed partner leaving their relationship. Experts say intermittent emotional rewards can create attachment similar to addiction cycles. So that's the manipulation, or the perceived manipulation, I guess, based on what position you playing. Now, do you think they're usually manipulated with false promises, or do you think that those are actually intense?
Experience I think people I've known.
Oh, what was that?
From the experiences people that I know that's going through that
Mm-hmm.
a lot. It's definitely just used in a manipulative.
Manipulative. Okay.
I agree.
Who agrees?
Me, Paul,
Paul. Okay.
because I believe I believe those statements are made because they want to continue to keep it going. I really don't believe that they
Those
really
intentions.
had a real intention of doing that, because once again, you just examine the factors. Oh, I'm staying for the kids, or um, the main guy may be the sole provider in the situation. So, um, you know, it's like also like having your cake and eat it too. Yeah, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm staying for the kids, or this, that. But really, in your back of your mind, they're probably thinking that I just want to keep it going as long as I can keep it going. And if I have to say this, then I'm gonna say it.
Now, is it viable or possible that that could be the situation? There's and we talked about this early in I think the other episode, where people don't leave because they don't want to face the consequences of going through the separation, whether it be for abuse or financial reasons, whatever. Right.
Yes,
So, do you think it would be, like, I don't say acceptable, but reasonable for a person to, in that situation, to say, "I'm leaving soon," or "We're basically separated," or "I'm staying for the kids"? Now, how many? And this is going back to you, Paul. At at any situation, have you ever been in a situation where you stayed in the relationship because of the kids?
absolutely.
Okay, that's one. Now, have you ever been in a situation where you were, let's say, living together but not together? Like, say, the intimacy was gone? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. And have at any time during that situation where you had in your mind with the intent of leaving soon as possible?
Another absolutely.
Okay, so then all three of those things that some people might say is manipulation could also be viable responses. Can I get an
True.
agreement on that?
That's true.
Yeah, sure, I agree with that.
So I think where the manipulation comes in, and this is where the trust or dishonesty comes, that if a person is saying that to somebody, I'm leaving soon, we're basically separated, I'm staying for the kids, and they have no intent whatsoever that that's going to happen. Okay, so I guess you would
Yeah.
gauge that from when you see actions, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the question I'm gonna follow that up with is, why do people stay in situations with little progress?
You know why?
Because people love familiarity, even if it's toxic, even if it's dysfunctional. They um love the familiarity, or they love, the fear of the unknown will drive them to stay in a situation longer than what they know in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
They know in their mind You know what? I should be in the situation, but in their hearts, the fear and the familiarity and the dysfunctional convenience and comfort keeps them right there.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Most of us know why we do things.
Mm-hmm.
But most people, the one thing that we don't do, that we're afraid of most is being honest with our damn selves.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. If I were a cheater, which I'm not, thank the Lord, if I were, it's because that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Because that's what's part of who I am, and I'll look for it. I'm being honest. I will look for any reason to do it because that will be who I am. So I'm gonna validate it any way I can and say, you know what? The ultimate goal is I'm trying to get this, whatever this gratification is for this period of time, for however long it lasts. That's what I'm seeking. So I'm gonna go for that. And if
Okay.
I'm gonna do whatever I can to keep that thing flowing, because I know at some point that water will get cut off.
Yeah.
See, I'm just honest with it where
Right.
people we lie to ourselves. Like I can be like, it's my wife's fault. It's me having me when I got something happening when I was a kid. It's that fault. At some point, the reality is, for me, it's my opinion, y'all. Because I respect all your opinion and it's a great conversation. For me, I have to own the fact that hey, I'm gonna be real with it. I'm doing it because it's what I'm choosing to do. Because why? That whatever that gratification is I'm getting from it makes me feel a certain way, which is called dopamine, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay. Valid.
It's
Valid.
like being a drug. It's like being a drug addict.
Valid. Very valid. What? And Alexa, I know you wanted to jump on there.
It's Alexis.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alexis Nexus from Texas.
Thank you. Wait, repeat the question one more time.
Why do people stay in situations with little progress? And after you answer, I'm gonna ask about what little progress is or what progress is supposed to be expected. But go ahead, unless you want to say yourself.
I mean, I mean, well, okay. I mean, I can speak on myself because I think a couple of people spoke on some different things, but I think for me, I stayed because I felt like I agree. If I had left, like, am I gonna make the money? Then, we had shared an apartment. Is my credit score good enough to even go and be somewhere else? Or do I got to go back home with my mom's? Like there was so many factors to leaving that it was like, it's a little easier to stay. But also a part of me had hope that we would work things out and our relationship would be better. And then I wouldn't have to cheat. But then it was like it actually just ended up getting worse, just not because I was cheating, because she had no clue.
Mm.
But it was just more so it got worse just because my partner was not the right person for me in
Right.
general. And I just had hope that she would change. I hope that, things would change, and it did not. But I was too cowardice to leave. That was the God's honest truth.
Okay.
But really, I feel like, and here's another tip for the cheaters,
Customer
the thing
service
is you just got
agents.
to choose people. And I learned that over time. Choose people who want to be side people. There's a
Right.
lot of people who don't want the responsibility of, oh, we coming home and we trying to build this
Right.
thing together. They're like, nah, actually, I'm okay with being the side person, which means you fulfilling a service.
Right.
You got packages that you fulfilling.
Free
So I'm
games.
a customer service agent. And I'm like, well, shoot, if that's the case, this is the easiest job. I'm going to fulfill it. And then I learned because I'm an analyst, how to flip the script, and I don't even got paid for shit. I just got to show up and show and give energy,
Okay.
right?
It is.
Give a good
It's
conversation, give
mutually.
good energy, give a good adventure.
So you're saying it's mutually beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
But
for sure.
you did say two. You mentioned the word twice, maybe three times. I think twice. You said hope, right? Is hope more powerful than reality? That you're hoping it's going to progress, or you're hoping it's going to get better. Is that more powerful than reality when it comes to, I guess, the expectations or promises?
Yes, hope is more powerful when you ain't in touch with reality. It's more hope is more powerful when the person is not in touch with reality. But once, and I say that because at some point in life I became in touch with reality. I'm like, hope what? Hope my ass. No. Reality says X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
My best friend always says 1 and 1 is 2, bro. It's never 3. It's never 1.5. It's 2. So, when you're in touch with reality, that hope stuff goes out the window,
Okay. And
because do you hope for $1 million, or are you realistic about making $1 million, or are you playing the lottery? You hoping on the lottery? Come on now, no, get in touch with reality. What are your odds of winning the damn lottery?
as I say,
Hope don't
what's your
1 in 9.
retirement plan? I play the lottery. All right. So
They got hope. They got a whole lot of it.
what when you talk about manipulated with false promises, again, I'm gonna put myself in this, right? If I'm
More
saying
family secret.
I'm leaving soon, I mean it. If I say we're basically separated, I mean it. If I say I'm staying for the kids, I mean it. Now, I think the difference is when you're dealing with somebody else, they're going to want to see progress. They want to see examples of that what you're saying is true, right? And that's where one person can seem like they're being manipulated versus somebody saying, "Look, this is my situation." Like like Alexis says, I got things to consider. I got to see, who I want to live with, or the financial part comes in. A whole bunch of things come in that. So I think that's a little sticky situation that people will have to navigate if you ever get in that situation. Right now, let me complicate this for a minute, and let's throw in children. Are children and families the real victims when it comes to having that secret lover? And I'm gonna give you the reason why. That's a question, but I'm gonna give you a reason why. Infidelity is frequently cited as a major factor in divorce. And it could be just a symptom. Research shows high conflict divorces can negatively impact children emotionally and financially. That's simple. We know that, right? And children exposed to betrayal and family instability may struggle with trust later on in life. Okay? That's what the study says. So again, are children and families the real victims in that? What do you say, Dimitri?
Yes, because all kids want to see their mother and father together, and they want their parents together. They want to come up as a normal children on a normal household.
Mm-hmm.
And when their father and their kids need their father,
Mm-hmm.
and they need the mother. When their father or whoever it is, whether it's the father or the mother, cheat or whatever, that affects the kids big time because
Okay.
you're breaking up the household is broken up, and they're not gonna grow up under their father and their mother. So it'll it messes with them throughout
Okay.
their upcoming.
Does anybody disagree with that? Okay. I'm going to disagree. Why? We got to disagree about something. So let me say this. Being in that situation, I can say I've been in that situation, and I'm going to tell you why children and families are not the real victims. Because you can be in a situation where it's very toxic, and you could be of the mindset that, well, I'm staying for the kids. Kids don't miss nothing. They could see that. They could see the toxicity in your relationship. They could see the yelling, the screaming, the if it's any fighting and stuff like that. They could see all that. They could see that mommy disrespecting daddy, or daddy disrespecting mommy. They could see all that, right? And somebody told me this before, because I was of the mindset of I'm a stay because of my kids, this and that, whatever. And when it comes down to it, you have to live your life, because your kids are going to go off and live their life. And guess what? You'll be home by yourself, still dealing with all the situations that you had because you was worried about the kids, right? So yes, they can be victims in that. Yes, other family members could be affected by it because you might have two families that were close knit because you guys been together. But you know what? When it comes down to it, you have to look out for your mental health. You have to look out for, again, with your particular situation, your self-worth. You might have a situation where, you should have been out of that. You should have been out of that. So it's not beneficial to you or the kids for, your children to be around that toxic stuff or other destructive behaviors that may happen in a relationship. So no, I don't think they're the real victims. They're not living your life.
Can I chime in on that?
Absolutely.
Because it's funny because I understand that perspective because of actually living it growing up. I think we lived that dynamic, and so when I was growing up, I thought to myself, man, yeah, I want my parents to be together and all this stuff. But then when I got older and I was in the situation, I was able to understand. And then the thing that hit home was I raised my nephew. He was at the time it's my wife's nephew, but I raised him as my own. And as he got older, he said this to me. He said, Uncle Paul, you did more damage staying than going. And I didn't understand it. He said, because I saw everything that was going on, and because you decided to stay, you basically showed me a blueprint of what I thought I should do in my relationship.
Exactly.
And so he encountered a situation, but because he reverted back to, my Uncle Paul stayed, I should stay. And it did more damage. It did more damage than good. So it all comes back to you said about staying for reasons where you really need to do things for you.
Right. So
you don't need to effect.
My question to you is, should personal happiness outweigh family stability?
Okay. So I'm of the mindset. I'm just going to be. I believe personal happiness should trump all.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
Okay. That was pretty easy, cut and dry. Anybody believe that personal happiness does not outweigh family stability?
If you don't have peace, love, joy, and happiness within yourself, everything else is going to be ruined anyway.
I agree 100%. If you don't have your own personal happiness, you're not going to have family stability. I don't think that's, and I think in terms of, people say family stability on the outside, we look at, okay, both parents are there. You're doing your job as a father or wife or father or mother. You're taking care of the house and all other type stuff, but it's a facade, right? So yeah, on the outside, it looks like it's stable, but it's like one little, spark from burning the whole house down. Right. Okay.
Yes. You don't feel certain way about yourself. You can't display that to others.
Right. And I agree. So I want to close this out. We're going to talk about the moral and philosophical stuff. Right. This is the moral. Now, when we talk about morality, everybody's moral code or whatever is not the same. So there's no right or wrong answer. So when you talk about relationship dynamics, and I got to bring Alexis back on this because she promised to come on that episode about the special relationships thing, right? So here it is. This is the moral and philosophical questions. Some couples practice consensual non-monogamy with agreed rules and transparency. Okay. Advocates argue that honesty is healthier than deception, which I think I agree with that full-fledged. Critics argue jealousy and emotional imbalance still frequently occur. I agree with that as well, because that is normal. I don't care what type of situation you have, that is normal. So my question to you guys is, Should open relationships replace cheating? Go ahead,
Open
Paul.
relationships. I believe it's open relationships is a great substitute for cheating.
Okay.
I
Why?
mean, because the because the biggest thing with cheating is the deception, the trust, the lack of communication. Now, in an open relationship, it's open. Listen, this is what we doing. It's a because an open relationship has to be a mutual consented situation.
Right.
The two people have to come to an agreement and say, listen, this is what we're both going to do. This is what we're doing. This is the parameters, this is the boundaries and things like that. So now what you've done is you've eliminated the deception. You relying on trust because you both came to this consensual agreement,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to cheating, where it's always, whether we wanted to, it's always a distrust factor. It's always a deception factor. It's always a lack of communication factor. So
Okay.
if you and your come into an open relationship and it works for you, and this is what you guys have agreed upon, go at it. Go for it.
Okay. So the question to the crowd. I'm assuming most people here are in a relationship of some sort. So my question is, if you got into that situation where you felt, that's the key, if you felt that you might consider cheating or needed to cheat or whatever, would you consider, instead of cheating, would you consider being in a open relationship? Okay. Anybody?
Hell no.
Hell.
Good answer, Demetrius. Good answer, Demetrius.
Okay.
I know that's right.
I agree. It could lead to possibly death because the person might be jealous enough, you know. Even though, like Paul says, you sign up for the package,
Right.
no, but still, like there's feelings in there, and
Right.
you
Come
might
with confidence. Yeah.
you might get jealous because you see that person or you see pictures or something, and it may be bad. It may be real bad. So it's
Well, what if you're swingers?
That's different. That's different because that's your kink. You know, that's your thing. Right.
Your personal life out of this.
Yeah. Or go ahead, Alexis.
that package, Dimitri.
So
So may I say this real quick? So, as a married man, I love this woman. That's never gonna fly with me. Even before I married her, I wasn't like that. However, do I know folks that in that lifestyle they dressed up? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell everybody, do you?
Do you right?
Y'all ain't hurt nobody. Whatever happens, y'all do y'all. However, for the sake of the podcast, for some couples, they've mapped out about what they want to do, how they want to do it, what works for them.
It's a package.
I condemn
And
nobody.
I'm gonna come back to that because based on what you guys said, so I have a follow up question for that. But Alexa, go ahead, you jump in there.
so I just want to repeat the question one more time, and then I'm gonna answer.
Oh, you want me to repeat the question?
No, I'm saying yes. Yeah, can you repeat it one more time, and I'm gonna jump in there and I'm gonna answer.
Okay, so the
I want
question.
to make sure I'm.
Would you one? We asked about the open relationship replace cheating. If you ever got to that situation, could you? Would you say? Would you accept an open relationship versus cheating?
Okay, so it's a very interesting question that I have some good views on. So when I was delivered, I became. Y'all laughing, but this is a real story, okay? I became polyamorous, and so this lifestyle has actually been working for me tremendously. To the point where, Man, I'm giving you all the secrets. I'm okay with it though.
Lay it on us.
I ended up meeting a guy who we don't sleep together, but he likes the other qualities, right? He likes that I could go out with him, we could talk to multiple women together, we have great conversation, I could pay, he could pay, it, whatever, right? You know, but his wife knows. But it's interesting too, because there are moments where his wife gets, and they're in an open relationship, they're not in a poly relationship.
Okay.
So it's very different.
Right.
Because the poly that I have a girlfriend who has a wife who also has another partner. We all travel together. When we travel the world, we all go together. We have a great time. It's wonderful, right? And you know, there's a whole bunch of layers to that, but it's really like actually pretty simple. She knows that I have to me it's almost like being an escort with this guy, which is cool, right? It's like she knows about it. I don't need to lie about it, but the specific question is in an open relationship. So I'm not technically in an open relationship. I'm in a poly relationship where I could have, if I chose, to have multiple partners. So with him, it's very interesting because sometimes he'll tell me like, oh, my wife is jealous. And I'd be like, what the fuck for? And he was like, she might feel like I talked to you about shit that I wouldn't talk to her about. I'm like, well, she don't got no interest in that. So I don't understand, why would you be jealous of some shit you don't got interest in talking about? You know, but she will have those ways. But here's the thing. I know my motherfucking role. I don't want your man. You know, like, so that is totally fine with me. She wants to be there. She wants you to come home early or whatever the hell, or she don't want us to hang out. Cool. I will see you when I see you, you know. But she does have moments where she gets jealous. I don't ever hear him say that, because she actually has a female partner. I don't ever hear him say like, oh, I'm jealous of my wife's partner because of anything, but he does have a wife who does get jealous. But I think this works for them, instead of him, you know. And I say that it's not cheating, because emotionally he might be talking to me about things, right? So we talk about emotional cheating, you talk about physical cheating, or you know, whatever. Emotionally he might be telling me all kinds of shit that he might not tell her. I don't fully know what he tells her because I don't care, right? It's none of my business. But in my head, in a way, I almost see that as like me being a side chick. Like, if we're platonic, it's still like somebody else said, I think it was Dimitri or Paul said earlier, if you going to work and you talking to this person, but you are confiding in them and this, that, and the third, it's still an emotional investment. But yeah, I think it saves their relationship essentially from them cheating. Right. I think it does. And I think it could save other people from cheating. But the key to all of these relationships, whether you're married, whether you're poly, whether you're open, is communication. Right. I don't have no issues with none of, well, I only have technically two partners. I consider him a partner. I consider my girlfriend a partner. I don't have no issues. You know why? Because I'm open, I'm honest, and I communicate about any question needs to be asked. I'm an open book. I don't need to like lie about anything, because guess what? Like,
it is what it is.
You know, so it does help me too, because it helped me be delivered. Help me be delivered. Instead, I don't have to hide about none of this shit. I could just be like, look, I'm heading out with such and such, or on this date, I'm doing this with this person, whatever. And it's like, okay, cool. So
even in that situation that you mentioned with the guy, he's in an open relationship, you're in a polyamorous relationship, and there was still some issues about, you know, who's talking to who, whatever. Now, for you guys, do you think in general, humans are emotionally, not physically, I'm talking emotionally equipped for a non-monogamous relationship? Do you think that, and put yourself, do you think you could handle it as well? All right, no, Alexis can handle it.
I could.
Paul, you could. So you think emotionally people are equipped to handle non-monogamy?
No, not all.
Not all. Give me a percent. I'm gonna ask Demetrius this too afterwards. What would you say a percentage of? And this is not a scientific, you know, poll or anything. What would you say, in your personal opinion, a percentage of people who would be equipped to those who would not be equipped?
I would say 30%.
Okay, 30 to 70. So that's a small percentage. Actually, it's pretty high, but 30% for people who are equipped.
No, 30%. 30% are equipped.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, 30% are equipped for non-monogamy versus 70% who are not equipped.
Yes.
Okay. What would you say, Demetrius?
See my ratio as well.
Same 30-70?
Yeah.
Anybody?
And I'm basing it on the times we're living in right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody have anything different than 30? Because I'm gonna agree with that as well. I'm gonna agree with that. I don't think most people can handle that emotionally, and I do think that's changing because of the time, like you said, the times that we're in, and people are communicating and is more accepted. But I think still people might even want to do it, but I don't think they're emotionally equipped to do it. So yeah, that was pretty, a thing that I'm glad Alexis brought that out. So now getting back to your own personal opinions, would you rather know the truth or stay happily unaware? And this goes with the side chick, whether you suspect your spouse has a side chick or side guy. Would you rather know the truth or stay happily unaware? And let me go with Dimitri on this one. What would you?
I would just stay happily unaware.
Happily unaware. Okay.
Do not tell me that.
Okay. I think you mentioned that before. Paul, what would you say?
Dimitri wants to continue just buying the meals.
No, Dimitri don't want to kill the other guy.
All right, for me, I can't reason with being unaware. I just can't. That's not in my DNA to think like that.
Okay.
I would want to know.
So you want to, okay? So you want to know the truth, the cut and dry truth.
Yeah.
You guys up top, the double the.
I want to know.
You want to know. I already knew you were going to say you want to know.
No, I already know. I want to know.
So, yeah, I'm sure it is.
So I can pull my hair back, put some back, and let's go.
She's like, she's going to kick in the Puerto Rican power.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to go on the record. I'm going to say, Alexis, I like to speak for you sometimes, right? I think I know you very well. I'm going to say you definitely would want to know without question because you're an open person. Would you agree with that assessment?
100%. I want to know so I can control the situation.
I would.
Good job.
Yeah.
We're going to tweak this to my advantage.
Okay,
tweak
now
this.
But I do have a thing, though. I have a thought. I think for Dimitri, and I'm not throwing no shots, but I think that you possibly don't want to know because, and I think this is a lot of times with males in general. I think some males don't want to know because they think that they're going to lose the control that they think that they have. And then I think some males want to know because I think they want to tweak things so that they think they have control. But really, if you decide, nigga, you decide, nigga.
okay,
Not
so
quite. Not quite. Because if I know and you tell me, that's going to mess with me
mentally
for a long time
Right.
until I get over it. Because you gone, number one, you out of there, and it's still going to mess with me because it's going to be like, dang, you know what I mean? So I'd rather go
That's
through
what I'm
it
saying.
and tell me, and everything be fine, whatever. I just rather take that. That's just it.
I'm going to say I want to know.
You saying that it's going to mess with you. If you saying it's going to mess with
Yeah,
you, then that means
that's
you
why-
don't
that's
really
why I
want to
want-
know that you
Right, he's saying
yeah, but
ignorance is bliss.
you don't want to know because it's going to mess with you. Right.
Right, yeah.
But the truth on the other side of the bliss is that like it's hard to handle the fact of like you are what you are.
Right. But you know what? Here's the thing.
Which is a side person.
A lot of times, women do that. They know the male or the guy is cheating and they know he's doing this, and that. But yet they don't want to confront that because they don't want to mess up their emotional stability or how they or perceived. That happens. But I'm gonna tell you, for me, I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know. I don't subscribe to that ignorance is bliss. I don't subscribe to living. We call it happily. No, I don't. No, I don't want that. I don't. I
Be,
don't. Huh?
be unaware. Happily unaware.
Happily underwear. Yeah. I don't. No, that's definitely not me.
That's crazy.
Huh?
To me, being it's crazy because I just feel like that's crazy because if you don't know, it's like you just going about your normal being and things are going on around you that you don't. I mean, I just have a problem with that. Even like society wise, as far as the world, as far as people are so blissfully unaware of what the hell's going on around them. It's really a disservice. It's really a disservice to you as a person. That's what I would say.
I agree. Now, the data says polls often show mixed responses, like we have here, depending on relationship length and severity of the betrayal. Some argue truth allows informed decisions, which I agree. Others believe truths permanently destroy families, which is also true. But I think also not having that truth will destroy a family. So one of the questions I always ask people, I don't really ask people, but I make that assessment. Do people really truly want honesty? They say they do, but they truly don't. They don't. Kitty.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think it's no different than somebody saying, asking their spouse, "Do you love me?" And shit is rocky. You don't want to know the truth that moment. You don't want to know that. You don't want to know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Like, do you really? People always say they want till they get presented with the truth,
right?
Then they don't want to hear it.
This is something I told in the very beginning. I don't care what it is. So I won't lose respect for you. Always put me in a position to make my own decision as a grown man. Meaning, I said, I am not fragile. So tell me how it is, because that's how I operate with people. I'm going to tell you straight. And you ain't going to, you might hurt your feelings, ain't going to like it. However, you will never say to yourself, that man don't love or respect me. Because I'm always going to give you the real. And obviously, I expect that in return, because that's all I know how to operate. Because if you telling me this and give it to me, the real, and being honest with me in the front, my respect level for you is going to go up even more. Because I'm like, I see the guy and say, I know you. I know that person. This person that's hiding stuff, right? I don't know her. She got to go.
So if wifey is totally honest with you and you have that love, trust, and respect, she says, "Hey, Big Daddy, I think we should have an open relationship."
Oh, you already know the answer.
I gotta get my luggage.
Man, I'm gonna tell her, hey, you know what? I love you dearly, but you.
And that's why I said 70. And that's why I said
37.
Because the 30, there's 30% are emotionally equipped and can handle it, where the majority, they may say, they're emotionally driven, they're emotionally driven. And so I had a situation like that. I had a girlfriend who I was dealing with, and she came and she said, now we was in a relationship. I didn't know anything. She said, I got something to tell you. I said, okay, what? She said, I like women and I had a girlfriend. And is it all right if I like women? I said, me telling you yes or no is not going to stop the fact that you like women and that you want a girlfriend. So whatever I say, it don't determine. It's not going to make you change, your preferences or your likes or what you want. And I'm an open dude. I'm just an open type of guy.
But you said,
Hey, listen.
she said that she wants, not only that she like women, but she said she wants a girlfriend also.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Just want to be
I
clear with
said,
that.
I said, I said, can we pick one out?
He is a true customer service agent.
Sure, sure did, because it didn't become a her thing. It became a we thing
A we
now.
thing. Okay. I get that. But again, do you think you guys would have fit in that 30% or that 70%
Of the truth.
of the non-monogamy being emotionally equipped?
I think so. I think so because when she told this is me when she told me, I just hey, tell me about what's going on. Tell me what happened with your past relationship. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I just wanted to know, because to me, Alexis says something. She says she about humans and systems, and I'm the same way. I have an interest in how people feel, what people think, what makes them tick, what their desires are, things like that. That is so interesting to me. So when she said that to me, I became like, oh, okay. Tell me how this happened, when you started, when you know. Almost became like a therapist type thing, on therapist mode. You know,
All right. So
I guess I'm
so
nosy. I guess.
basically what the real reason was is because you were a freak, and that's what it was about.
Yeah,
You wanted to
yeah. Okay.
capitalize on that freakdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Dimitri, he wasn't feeling nobody. Nobody in here believes you.
But in all realism, whoever he was dating was a freak too, because if she really loved women, she wouldn't. If she really loved both men and women, she'd be like, no, the woman is mine and you would also be mine. It wouldn't be a share. It's real. It really goes to show that that's just, they both just really want to be freaky.
Okay.
Because
Well,
any woman who really loves another woman, they're not going to be like, I'm going to share you with this guy. I'm like, no, this is a
Oh,
whole separate relationship with a whole,
no, wait a minute.
morals and principles and all these other things.
Wait a minute. There
So
are
it was
people,
two freaks that found each other,
but
then and it worked out.
there are people, and then specifically women, since we talk about women, that actually want that. That actually want that. How we we said before, the throuple, right? They want an
Yeah,
equal.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but
I'm a
not. Huh? What'd you say?
I'm a sophisticated freak.
You was sound like a song. But all right, so my last question for you guys, and this is not really has anything to do with the side chick secret lover. Kinda, it does. But my question is, do you think that loyalty to a friend outweighs honesty to their partner? Right. That to me, that's dumb. Always going to be friendship over. You're not with that partner. But would you ever expose a cheating friend?
Can you repeat that again?
No,
Would
no.
you would you ever expose a cheating friend?
So you're saying, like, if your friend is cheating, would you tell her husband?
Yes.
No, absolutely.
Even
Because what happens is they may argue and then they get back together and then you're out of the picture.
well, yeah, exactly. You're the bad guy.
So yeah, that's between them. I
Now-
wasn't there when they got married or when they wasn't there when they slept together. It's none of my business.
Okay, so
Our friendship is different from that relationship.
and I'm gonna poll the group, so we know E Double says definitely not. Anybody here would tell the friend? Because I got a follow-up question for you. Nobody? Okay. So for those who said no, they wouldn't tell a friend. Would you want a friend to tell you if you was the person that's being cheated on?
The only other girl over here, no.
I'm not gonna put them in that situation.
No.
I would never.
Okay. So Paul says no. The couple up there, the definite monogamous couple up there says no. Dimitri, would you, or no, you said no before. You said you didn't want to know.
Yeah, you already know my answer to
Yeah, I
that.
know that one. Alexis, would you want would you want to know if somebody was cheating on you? Would you want somebody's friend or your friend to tell you if somebody was cheating on you?
I would want my friends to tell me, and the type friends I got, they would 100%.
Yeah.
Not only would they tell me, they would have pictures and videos and evidence, because that's the type friends I have. I got PIs,
Yeah.
private investigating friends,
Okay.
because we like that.
And I can relate to that because you know what? I want to know too. Tell me. I'll deal with the consequences.
I would tell you, Brian. I'd tell you, and I'd have evidence.
I'll snitch in a second.
Well, look, let's be clear. My brothers and my partners, they would tell me, but I wouldn't be looking for them, but they would tell me.
Right.
I'm pretty sure my friends would tell me, but
They
I
would
don't
tell
know.
me.
It
They would
depends.
tell me, but I won't put them in a position like that. But I know they would tell me.
Nah, I'm putting them in the position. If you're a friend of mine, tell me. I'll keep it a secret. I won't say, where I heard it from and all other type stuff. I don't need to show receipts. Tell me. Let me then handle it from there. You'll be totally shielded from it, but I want to know. So, yeah.
My brother when we do stuff would say stuff like this. Oh yeah, bro, yeah. I didn't know y'all was at the game last week. Like what? Hey. Oh yeah. You was wearing this and this and that.
He said, wasn't me.
Like, oh, okay. I know it's cold. That's cold where I get. Okay.
So dry snitching is acceptable.
What's called
that? Yeah.
All right, you guys. Thank you again for joining. This has been a very interesting 3-part topic. Very interesting. Variety of perspectives and scenarios, and we're gonna actually I want to follow this up with the I think it's called special relationships or something along those lines, and we're gonna talk about those relationships, the open relationships, the polyamorous relationships, the polygamous relationships, all those type of things. So we want to talk about that, and I think we'll have some interesting information on that. But anyway, thanks for joining. But I do need another word of the day. Let's go with Alexis. You never gave me a word of the day.
The word of the day is open relationship. No, that's 2 words.
We'll take 2 words. What the hell? We'll take it. So the word of the day, with an S, is open relationships. So you guys check out the other episodes. You can reach us on your favorite podcast platform. You can check out www.psycho4081.com and please subscribe so we can get you notified of, if you won or, upcoming episodes. But thank you for all joining. And if you do happen to get those words of the day for each episode at the end of the month and you want to put your bid in to win a prize, you have to email those words to unfiltered.psycho4081@gmail.com. And I'm just going to say good luck.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Unfiltered with Psycho 4081. Big respect to our guests for keeping it real, and love to every listener rocking with us week after week. This conversation ain't over yet. Stay locked in for the next episode coming soon. Until next time, keep it unfiltered with Psycho 4081.